Hello everybody, Eric and Teresa here from Apartment B. We are in our second week in northern New Mexico. We're going to have a review of the campground next week because we're still staying where we are for another week. We've had a couple issues this week. One kind of stupid by me. It's been cold at nighttime here. And the weather app on your phone is horribly wrong, which I've kind of known. We've found that out before, but it was saying it was going to be about 20 degrees, so I thought I was okay with like the heated hose and just to kind of keep some stuff running here and there. And I wasn't, and it got down to 5 degrees that night, so it got a little cold. And actually the faucet that, you know, they've got the frost-free faucets. And basically when you turn them off, the water goes down, which we didn't know about and all that kind of stuff. And now we do. But so anyways, the faucet itself cracked. So they had to replace it. Off. Yeah. So if it gets cold and you've got one of those faucets that you're hooked up to, turn it off. The water drains out of them, you know, and fill up your tanks beforehand and all that kind of stuff. And then just run your tank for the night, your freshwater tank. So
just a little lesson for us.
Yeah, a little lesson.
For cold weather camping.
We were lucky the state park didn't charge us or anything. I was afraid they would have.
Yet.
But it took them
haven't left yet, so.
a day and a half to do it too. So because they're short staffed, it's off season, so they don't have a lot of people here. So
the park rangers were really nice though.
Yeah, the maintenance guy kind of shook his head when he came and looked at it and walked away.
I mean, I thought I saw
I don't blame him.
I thought I saw him doing one of these. Anyway, they were helpful and took care of it pretty quickly, considering we were idiots.
Yeah, so it was definitely our fault. Nothing went wrong with the camper. Nothing got damaged on the camper or anything. Just the faucet itself. So which has been replaced yesterday, and it's all good now.
We thought we were taking all the precautions.
Yeah,
I thought we were being so careful. Anyway, it's fine.
So, but we did a couple things this week. I guess that was really the only issue. There were multiple issues. That was the only issue.
Yeah,
you know, and then just trying to.
Gray water froze a little bit today, but.
Yeah, our gray water was a little frozen today.
It's been cold at night, but like right now we're in shorts and t-shirt. It's like 70 during the day, upper 60, 70, and then it gets down to like 5, 10, 15, 20 at night.
Yeah, it's only supposed to be in like the 30s this week for going down. Last week they had a really big cold spell. This week we should be good. It's just in the 30s, that kind of a deal.
We've been putting Blythe on the couch so that she's warmer because in her bedroom it's not as insulated. So we've been letting her sleep on the couch, which has been working.
It's the same insulation really, but it's just farther away from all the heat sources. So
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and she actually prefers the couch anyways.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say this, but one morning she woke up. Well, we woke up and she was on the floor with the dog.
Yeah, snuggling the dog.
She either rolled off or got down and woke up snuggling the dog. We don't care.
I think she got off because she had the blanket pulled down. She had
her.
So
anyway, I think I have a picture, so we should put that on.
Yeah, we'll put that right here, like right over her face or my face.
It was cute, and she slept through the night, so
yeah.
What do we care?
Another issue actually we have had two issues. That was one, the water. The other, we're used to 345 feet above sea level, and we're like 7,200 feet above sea level right now for the past basically 2 weeks now, pretty close to it.
Yeah,
last week wasn't as bad.
I mentioned it in our last video, but basically the Tuesday, I couldn't catch my breath. I was
full altitude
full
sickness.
on altitude sickness, like nauseous, everything. Eric had a tiny bit of it, but I had like full on, couldn't walk without getting out of breath. It was bad. So
yeah,
anyway,
my asthma's been bothering me a little bit. Like I felt tight from it.
Yeah, I've been having that still too, but Eric found out that if you take ibuprofen, it helps. So I've been taking that a lot, and it actually has been helping.
Yeah, it pretty much like takes all the symptoms away, and
I'm still a little winded.
Anyways.
I'm still a little winded, but anyway, I didn't expect that because we were in Santa Rosa was like 3,000 was the elevation. So I thought we'd get used to it, but it wasn't enough, I guess, to acclimate. Yeah. So that was the other problem. But it's been fine. We've been working around it. It's been fine.
Yeah, but if you do feel any like symptoms or anything of altitude sickness, like shortness of breath, dizziness, weakness, that kind of a deal, ibuprofen does seem to help.
I mean, there's probably a million things you could do.
Yeah, so. I mean, really, there's little oxygen tanks you can buy. They had them at the stores.
Yeah.
We didn't go that far, but So those are kind of the only two bad things for the week. So let's get to the fun stuff. Fun stuff. I didn't do my ups and downs.
Oh gosh.
That was the downs. Now we're getting to the ups. So we took a couple kind of day trips, and we're kind of near one town that we've gone to a couple times. We're near a town called Chama, New Mexico, and they're kind of known for it's like a big stop for this railroad that they have that goes up through Colorado, and it's like a steam engine train, and it's a scenic route, and you get off at some fancy little towns along the way. It's a really cool trip. We didn't take the trip though.
I really want to,
yeah,
but we would have to. It's just not. It's not for us right now with a toddler and a dog.
Yeah, because Blythe would still be like $37 to go, and it'd be like $90 a piece just about for us.
And you just don't know what kind of a day you're gonna get with a toddler.
Yeah,
she
you
could be cooperating, or she could be a little a-hole that day, and you're stuck on a train. And everyone else is going to have a bad time because of it. So we're going to wait and do that one day when she's a little more...
a little older.
A little older. We'll say that.
And not as toddlerish.
Anyway.
So we did skip the train ride. We went down to the train station, though, and saw like the train coming in and one leaving.
It's really cool down there.
Yeah, they got the big smoke coming out, and they're loading them up with coal and everything. And it's pretty cool. So that's one thing to definitely check out.
Chama's a cute town. There's it's really strange. All the hotels say no vacancy, but the parking lots are empty. So we haven't quite figured what's going on with that. But anyway, there's like a little general store.
Yep, it's
like a true general store.
It's an Ace Hardware and a grocery store combined together.
Yeah.
And they sell everything from like ammo to cereal.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a meat counter that looks really good.
They have wine.
Yeah, they've got wine, liquor, beer. So anything from ammo to alcohol.
Yeah.
The big two A's.
Yeah.
So, but they do have like a little hardware section. They've got all that kind of stuff.
It's a nice store too. It's not like it's like a shanty town. It's nice.
So if you do come to this area, like towards Chama, there is a store you can go grocery shopping. The only thing that we saw that was really expensive, which was weird, was like crackers and stuff like that.
Certain foods aren't cheap, but it's got everything you need, because we are still an hour to 2 hours away, depending which one you go to, away from like a large grocery store or a Walmart. They're all pretty far away. So
yeah, it's pretty sparse in New Mexico.
It's remote here, yeah.
The closest one is in Espanola.
Let's not talk about Espanola.
And yeah, we heard not to go there.
We drove through it on the way here.
We talked to some people from Albuquerque, and they said that's where like a lot of drug cartel hangs out.
I don't want to talk about it because I don't want people, if like someone stumbled upon this video, they'd be like, "Oh, that's not true," and then
I mean, we don't know if it's true or not.
It could not be true.
We just heard that, and we're gonna stay away from Espanola,
just in case.
So we'll go to like Colorado or Taos for the Walmart if we need it, which we've gone a couple times. But
yeah. So Taos. So we did take a day trip. I took a half day.
Before Taos, in Chama, we still did the Brazos Cliff.
Oh yeah.
So we went to Brazos Cliff, which is not far from us, kind of near Chama. Basically, it's just these two big cliffs, and at the base of it, there's like these old lodges and stuff.
Like vacation homes.
Yeah. But what it was interesting is when we came around a corner, we were driving on a little dirt road there. There's a huge deer right by our truck. And we're like, oh, wow. And he didn't move. Like, we put down a window, we took pictures.
He just stared at us with these huge eyes. These deer are huge.
And then another one came walking down the road, and he just looked at us standing in the road.
Moseying.
So we're like, okay. We're like, well, we need to go that way. So we slowly drove, and he, like, just kind of sidestepped just enough for us to get by.
Like right by our window.
Like 6 inches from our truck, this deer was standing. And I'm like, they're not afraid of us. What's going on?
In New York, they dart. They like are skittish.
So we talked to a guy there, and he asked us, the first thing he said was, did you bring a bag of potato chips?
We're like, huh?
We're like, what? No. So apparently these deer, they get fed a lot because of the vacationers and people that stay there have just fed them. So
they stay all winter, and they get fed all winter.
And apparently if you bring a bag of potato chips, so this is our tip. We're going to try it this week. We'll let you know how it goes. So if you go to Brazos Cliff area, bring a bag of potato chips. You just shake it outside your vehicle. I would kind of still stay in the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Because these deer
They're
have
huge.
huge racks. I mean, they were like, what's the moose?
It's like a moose.
Yeah.
It's like an elk.
Moose and square.
But it's a deer.
So anyways, if you bring a bag of potato chips, shake them. They're supposed to come to you, and they'll like eat right out of the bag of potato chips, kind of a deal. So we're going to try that this week maybe and check it out. But again, be safe.
But
be
Brazos
careful.
Cliffs is really pretty too. It's amazing driving up there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty drive.
Yeah, it was a pretty drive.
Yeah.
So that's something to do and see if you're near Chama. Check out Brazos Cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing we did, which was a little long of a drive, but you had a half day that day, is we went to Taos to check that out. So it was kind of a quick trip to Taos, but it's almost 2 hours away.
Yeah, I wanted to see it though. I don't know why. I really wanted to
Mm-hmm.
see Taos. I think we should have kept going past Taos to see like the ski resorts and stuff. But anyway, the drive from here to Taos was
It's
probably the prettiest drive we've ever taken.
you're
It
going
was
up and down mountains and
gorgeous.
through the national forest.
Yeah, National Forest.
And so it's on Route 64 is what you're taking through there, and it's gorgeous. So just the drive
If you're
from like
ever near
Chama
here,
to
take that
Taos
drive.
is nice.
I read up on it a bit, and I guess there's other routes around there, like out of Taos to Albuquerque and stuff that are gorgeous too. But that's just where we are. That's the route we took, and it was definitely worth the drive.
Yep.
Once we got there, Eric had found a brewery that's in an earth house.
They call it the
it's like
mothership. It's not an earth house, but it's
like Earth House-esque.
yeah, it's kind of got a little bit of that feel to it, and it's around where all the earth houses are, which are really cool. You can go check out a
Yeah.
couple of them.
It's cool to see them.
We just drove by them, but it is cool. But there is one you can get out and check out, and they'll give you like a tour of it and explain how the construction of them go and everything else. They're basically
cool
like
when you see them as you're driving by, if the sun hits them at the right angle, because they have like glass bottles and stuff, and like they're really intricate designs and they're like artwork.
Yeah.
So they use recycled materials, but you see like the glass bottles in like a mosaic almost on a lot of the sides of the houses, and the way the sun just hits it, it's really cool. They're really pretty.
yeah. I mean, some of them look like shacks, but some of them
Yeah,
are
some are
like
strange.
look like mansions. Just the detail and stuff they've gone to them. But the earth houses were cool to see on the way in.
Yeah.
And they're right by the brewery. It's called Taos Mesa Brewery. Did I say Mesa right? You keep yelling at
He
me.
keeps calling it. I don't even know what you're saying,
Mesa?
but Mesa is correct. I don't know what
Mesa?
you're saying.
I think I was
before.
saying Mesa.
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 Yeah. So no.
So Taos Mesa Brewery. You want to go to the mothership one. There's one in the actual like Taos.
That one looked cool too, but the mothership one is just, oh, especially if you're an RVer, it backs up to this really old RV park, and beyond that is the mountains, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the RV park is like, you almost think it's not, people aren't living there, but then there's new cars. So we'll show, I think I have a picture of it, but that place was really cool looking. It's just like retro RVs and stuff.
Yeah. But the brewery was really good. They had good beer, good service and everything, and they had awesome food. I got a cheeseburger that was really good, and you got a taco thing, right?
Yeah, I got some kind of tacos. Blythe got a quesadilla, which she of course didn't eat.
She took like 2 bites, and that was it.
But the outdoor patio is nice, and they let Creature sit out there, so that was good.
And another thing we did after the brewery, before we actually went into Taos, we were gonna go to a hot spring. They've got a few of them. We went to
Yeah.
Manby because it's supposed to be like the nicer of the couple of
The
them.
larger and the nicer, yeah.
Yeah. Just to warn you too, all these hot springs are clothing optional, so you might see naked people there. You know, we weren't gonna do the clothing optional thing. No. So we actually didn't even make it to the springs though. To get there, the route that they have you take is really, really beaten to hell. Like there's
Scary.
ruts like this deep in there, like over a foot deep. So it feels like you're riding on railroad tracks at times.
You want a Jeep or
Like a Jeep Wrangler is about the
four-wheeler.
only thing I would take back there, or like a little 4-wheeler
Yeah.
ATV. Like I took my truck through there, I made it, but there was a few times I thought it was gonna roll. I've never done off-roading before, so this was new to me.
I was like nauseous thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was scary. I didn't like it. Then when we got there, we saw other people, and I'm like, how the hell did they get out here in the vehicles they're in?
Yeah.
And I asked, and they did the same route, so I'm not sure how
And
their
they did it in
vehicles
like
made it.
vans and stuff. So
Some crazy vans with like crazy van people in there, like lots of van people in one van. I don't know how they didn't like hit their heads or something. It was
Yeah.
a crazy drive. So when we got there,
it said online too, it was like a 20-minute walk from where you park down. It definitely isn't. It's going to be a little longer than that.
'cause
You're
it
going down a
is
few hundred feet.
down.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a nice path, and it's not like a hard hike, but it's definitely a lot of uphill and downhill
Not a hike I was willing to take with
with the dog and
the
the baby.
dog and the baby, who are just hard to manage on flat ground. Okay.
Yeah.
So We could have done a little bit more research, yeah, but it was actually, aside from that terrifying drive out there, it was really pretty. Like,
Yeah, it was beautiful out there.
Oh my God,
and you
it's
had a
so
view of the
amazing.
river. Was it the Rio?
It's like 360-degree views of just gorgeous
Yeah.
mountains and prairie. It's just beautiful.
So even if you don't do the hike down, it's kind of worth going there. But here's the tip. Don't take the route they tell you to take. There's two routes.
You shouldn't take either route, okay? If you ask me,
The
just
other route's
hike out
perfectly
there.
fine.
Hike out there.
It's like
on
20
foot.
miles.
Take your feet and hike. Because the alternate route that Eric is going to suggest is a private road.
It's all really private roads.
You're not supposed to drive on people's private roads.
So there's two routes.
They pay to
This
maintain
like
that road.
B007 road, which is what they want you to take. That's the one that's absolutely horrible. The other one, which you're not supposed to take, I'm not telling you to take it,
But it's how we
but
came
this is the
back
one you should take.
alive.
Okay. Yeah. So it's called Toon Road, and basically when you're driving down the highway, there's like right across the street from the airport, there's all these storage units. You're going
Yeah.
to turn in there.
And the street
Toon
sign
Road.
is a piece of cardboard.
Yes, that says Toon on it.
With packaging tape around it that says Toon.
So you go, it's a dirt road, you go down. Now if you're using this route, which you're not supposed to,
Don't do it.
make sure you're not like putting ruts in the road, or like if it's
Don't
kind
go
of
if
wet.
it's a rainy day anyway, because
No.
you're going to get stuck on that road.
And they do have to pay to maintain it, and they get pissed off if
Yeah.
people do screw it up. So if you take that route, be very, very like kind of polite about it, I guess.
Just really rent
So-
a Jeep, rent a four-wheeler if you really want to go and take the other route.
Yeah.
That's what I say. But anyway, the views are gorgeous. I'm glad we went. I wish we went the private road both ways.
Yeah. But we didn't know, because if you look online and
doesn't
research,
tell you,
it tells
yeah.
you to take this other route, which is just crazy. And
But
they're
once
like,
you
oh,
get there,
yeah.
you can see the private road, and I immediately saw it and thought, why don't we try that road?
Yeah.
And then I watched these other van people go that way and waited for them to come back, and they didn't. So I figured it was okay to go
Yeah.
that way.
So that was like the Hot Springs, which I wish we did get to see the Hot
I do
Springs,
too.
but it's whatever. We'll do it in a couple years if we come back.
Yeah,
Um,
I hear it is worth it. I hear definitely to get down there.
The other thing we did in Taos was we went to what's called the Plaza, which is just like a
was
little
cool.
shopping area, and it's like a square. And there's some history behind there, which is cool. Apparently a long time ago, like this has been around since the early 1900s, if not later, this plaza. And it was like originally a trading post. And when they had like some battles and stuff going on in the area, they'd bring their cattle in there, and there was only 2 entrances, so they could lock it off and stuff. So it was kind of some cool history. If you read the little signs and stuff everywhere.
The
And
shops
then it's
are
just
cool.
shops.
And then there's I guess really good restaurants and stuff, but there's
Mm-hmm.
a place in there called Twirl, and it almost made me want to move to Taos because it's for little kids and it's like a little toy store, but then out back is a playground, a really nice playground. And then there's like this little staircase you take to go upstairs above the store, and it's like an indoor playroom, and it's all free for these kids. And they have like reading hour and all these different events that are free for kids. So I talked to a couple moms there and said they come there like a couple times a week for a couple hours a time, and it's just really great facility. But that was about all we had time to do, because after we left there, it kind of led to a meltdown. Blythe kind of had a little temper tantrum, so
She kept saying, no more uppy downy hills.
she was done. I think that drive really didn't sit well with her.
Yeah.
It made her cranky. So.
And it took us a long time to drive out there and
Yeah.
everything, drive back. So
She had it, so we called it quits after doing the plaza and came back, which was perfect because we didn't want to drive back in the dark, because that drive through the national forest is,
well, actually, anywhere in northern New Mexico, they've got.
you really
I
don't
mean,
want to drive at nighttime here.
the deer are everywhere, and they're huge. Like I thought they were
Yeah.
bad in New York. No, the deer are like twice the size, first
Yeah.
of all, and then on top
And
of
there's
that,
like packs of them.
yeah,
There's
they're everywhere.
like every 10 yards. So we're both watching, but you really, I keep reading online, you really don't want to drive at night here.
yeah.
In northern New Mexico, probably a lot of the other places we're going to go
Like
after
southern
this.
Colorado was the same too.
Yeah,
But the
so-
deer are also gray and not brown,
They,
so
like,
they
blend
really
in.
blend in well with the road.
Crazy.
Like if they're standing in the middle of the road, you don't see them until you're close, or unless you catch their eyes with the lights or something.
Yeah,
So
their eyes like these
yeah.
black. Like,
So you got to watch out for deer. That's definitely a big tip. So we did Chama, we did Taos. The best thing we did this week, which we did yesterday, that was awesome. And actually, we've talked about we want to move here.
Can we move to this place? Like,
Yeah.
this is where we're gonna settle.
So we went to Pagosa Springs, Colorado, which is a little over an hour away. Gorgeous. It's a little town. They also do have a Walmart, and we finally got Toy Story 4.
We've been
2
on the
Walmarts
search
took me.
for it. Technically 3, but then we found out the first one, it was not out yet.
Yeah. So Pagosa Springs is gorgeous. A little town on this
So
river,
nice.
and they've got hot springs there. And that's why we went, because we
Yeah.
wanted to check out the hot springs.
You drive, you get close, and you can smell the hot springs, though.
Yeah, they're
The
not
whole
like
town.
the ones in Arkansas. Like Hot Springs, Arkansas,
These are
they
different.
have no odor to them or anything. These are like
Sulfur.
sulfur smells and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous. The hot springs are awesome.
Man, this town, you just drive into the town, and the river is just kind of cuts through, and there's little walkways, bridges. You just walk all along.
It kind of reminded
gorgeous.
me like a pretty Oswego.
Yeah, kind of.
Because we used to walk, we went to college in Oswego, we used to walk all
Do
around
the
the
river
town,
walk
and you had the
there,
river and everything. And it was just kind of like a pretty smaller Oswego.
But cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we started off the day, we went to the Rose Restaurant, which was
Rose Cafe.
awesome. No, it's not, it doesn't say cafe.
Okay.
It's Rose Restaurant.
All right. Anyway, it was really, really, really good food.
It was good.
Great service.
Yeah.
Just a cute place. So
Yeah.
it was a good stop.
That was a good stop.
So we went there right before the next place because we had a dog sitter for Creature. We had a rover
Yep.
sitter. She went to a little horse farm and had a little doggy date.
Yeah, she had a couple other dogs there and some horses and a
Mm-hmm.
huge cat that was like half the size of Creature. He just kind of came out this doggy door. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? It was this huge cat. It's a straight up farm cat. So it was just big and eats tons of mice. And
Anyway, so after the
Yeah.
restaurant, we went to
it's called the Overlook for this. There's 4 places for springs. You can actually just go right down by the river, and there's
Yeah.
a couple set up there that are free. You can just go in, hang out.
If you don't want to do a terrible amount of research, I would recommend just going into their visitor center. And
That's a
just
big tip.
talking to them, because the woman in there was so helpful and accommodating, and she gave me a lot of good tips. I would say,
Plus, you get a free toy
yeah, they gave me a free little toy for Blythe,
for Blythe.
which maybe Creature will take it, but for Blythe, some crayons, an adventure book, activity book, like all sorts of stuff. And she's just really helpful. So if you have time, I would go in there first.
Yeah.
Because she
Which is
gave me
right near
the
the
tip.
parking, too.
Yeah, it's right near everything. But she had given me this really great tip saying, like, if you don't want to go to the spas and pay, just walk along the river. There's spots. She said, just watch. You'll see where the locals are. And there's little natural hot springs fed. You can see them coming right down the hill.
And there's a parking
Little
area
pools.
right by them and everything. And
there's playgrounds and picnic tables. It's just awesome. It's so easy to just go into the natural springs by
Yeah.
yourself without having to pay to go somewhere.
so if you just want to like soak your feet, your legs, you're just kind of stopping quick or
Yeah.
something, those are great. But there's
Or if you want to move there and just like take a picnic
Yeah.
every once in a while.
But there's 3 actual like businesses that run hot springs there too. We went to the Overlook. They have like rooftop hot tubs basically.
It's strange because you see it from the street and it looks like a shop.
Yeah, it's like a
gift
little shop. And inside they've got some indoors that everybody can go to, and then there's a little like what do they call it? Courtyard.
Yeah.
That's 18 and plus only adults. And then there's the rooftop hot tubs, and there's a sauna up there that you can go in and check out. And the nice thing if you go to one of the places is they bring you beer, wine, snacks, whatever you want, and run you a tab.
So cool, yeah.
So she had a few wines, I had a few beers.
We spent the day there pretty much, like until late afternoon.
We stayed there from like 9:30 till about 2.
Yeah.
So
And
just in the
Blythe-
rooftop hot tubs.
Blythe was so well behaved that day. She really loved it. And actually, most of the day, we had the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, there were people there, but they were getting massages and doing their thing out, like, just going into the indoor ones or something. But once it warmed up a little bit outside, we went straight upstairs because there's a beautiful view from the ones on the rooftop. And,
But even if it's cold
there was
out,
no one there.
because originally when we went out there, it was probably about 30 degrees outside.
But you didn't feel like that.
But
'cause
you
the
had the
heat,
sun
yeah.
beating on you and the heat coming up from
Yeah.
the tubs and stuff, and it was not cold at all.
And honestly, it's better if you're upstairs or on the roof or outside because to me, the sulfur smell is a little bit strong
Yeah.
inside. Like, I even had a
Outdoors the
problem
way
with
to
outside.
go.
But the inside, indoors is really cool, and the place is just really
Yeah.
nice.
And they have really nice showers to shower off afterwards
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff too.
So we spent.
And Gina is, we think she's the
I'm
owner,
not sure if she's the manager or the owner, but
she's awesome.
Phenomenal, yeah.
And she kept bringing
Great
us
service.
booze, so we really liked her.
And we met some cool people that eventually showed up there, so people were just friendly there.
So we are at the rooftop of Pagosa Springs. It's called the Overlook. It actually has a nice view right behind you of like the whole little town. I'm just recording on my cell phone, so the quality might not be the best, but I didn't want to bring a big camera into like a hot springs area. So they've got some inside. They have a courtyard that's 18 and older only, which they have little private tubs in the courtyard, which is kind of cool. We went there quick, and now we're up here at the rooftop. The rooftop's definitely the best part. We started out indoors because it was so cold this morning. It was less than 20 degrees out this morning. So now it's warmed up a little bit. We came outside and we've got a gorgeous view. There's actually a sauna outside too, right over here, which I'm gonna check out actually right now. We're gonna check that out. Say hi, Teresa. Kind of behind me. Also, they deliver booze to you. Teresa's got some wine. I had a sparkling seltzer, so I lost my man card today. Here's Teresa's wine. I'm gonna get a beer next time I see somebody though. So going down to the sauna. Oh, they got another tub over here too. They got like a little private tub in here. Nice little room. That's nice. Oh, that's the jetted one. We can turn jets on that one. And then use at your own risk. Ooh, it's nice and hot in here. Which it's a sauna. It's supposed to be.
There.
Yeah.
But after we left there, we picked up lunch. But I wanted to mention before we talk about lunch, when you walk around the town, you can see the other spas. Like they're all
Yeah,
right
there's two
near
other
each
ones.
other. So if you're not sure which one you want to go to, like I said, check out the visitor center or just walk around and see them because they're all right there. And the one across the river from the Overlook is just really, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a really high-end spa.
But that one is twice the price.
Twice the price. But there's a really nice outdoor pool. It looks like, and that place was busy when we left the Overlook. The Springs, I think it's called the Springs across the street, was busy.
Yeah.
So
the Springs has outdoor ones that look kind of like natural ones, but they're not. They fill them up and everything.
But
They're
then
their
you
own
can
little
walk
pools.
down into the natural ones.
Yeah,
on
right
the
into the river.
from there. So it's.
And then there's another one that's right next to that. I don't remember the
I
name
didn't
of
get
it.
a chance to really
But it
see
has an
either.
actual like pool, like a swimming pool that you can swim in, plus an outdoor hot tub.
Oh, so that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And they're all so close. But
Yeah, but there is 3 of them. We went to the Overlook, so that one's got outdoor hot tubs. There's another one that looks really fancy, and it's $30 a person versus like 10, 15 bucks a person.
Yeah.
And then the other one that has the big pool. So, and they're all kid friendly.
Yeah,
you
which
can
is
bring your
really
kids
cool.
there and everything else.
And very
They're
different
not,
than Hot Springs, Arkansas.
yeah, but the springs aren't like ridiculously hot.
No, like in Hot Springs,
They're more, yeah, they
But
are.
Pagosa Springs, they're warm, they're hot, but it's
They're
not
more like a little bit above a bath water
We'll have
versus
to
like
look up how hot they are.
hot tub. So,
But then there's like restaurants and stuff all along
Yeah.
the walkway. We were gonna go to this one, but they closed right before we got there for like a late dinner, early lunch, or you know what I mean. And this local saw us, and he stopped and he said, "Are you guys looking for somewhere to eat?" And he's like, "Just keep walking down that way, and you'll find more." So it does. The street just kind of continues, and there's more like antique shops and restaurants. But we
Yep.
ended up going to a pizza shop.
Mountain
which-
Pizza is what it's called.
So cool. I don't
Yep.
know if it's a franchise. It seemed like a franchise.
I don't know. I mean, it was very. It might be local. It might be a franchise. It felt franchise-ish.
It did.
But you just order at the little computer, and what you want and everything else. They'll help you if you need it. And you can also get a wristband to get beer. They've got this like setup with all these taps,
A whole wall.
and you just scan your wristband, and it keeps track of how many ounces you pour, and then you run a tab and you pay it at the end. So you can try a bunch of different beers. There's probably like 20 beers there,
Yeah. I
and a
think
couple
they have
ciders and wine and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, but there's
They
like
have
over
root
20
beers, too.
tabs. Yeah, the
So
root
you
beer
can
is
get
good
the
if you
root
get a
beer or
fountain
the
drink.
fountain drink,
Skip
yeah.
the little Coke machine, go for the
straight
root
to
beer
the
right
root
by
beer.
the taps.
We're
But their
root beer
food was
people.
good too. We got chicken wings. The chicken wings were good, and we got a calzone, which was good.
Yeah, and Blythe slept because that's
Yes.
the Hot Springs just.
She played the whole time.
She did. They gave her toys when we walked in.
Yeah.
They
Like
brought
rubber
her a bunch
duckies
of bath toys, and we brought toys. So anyway, she played the whole time, and she was tired. So
Yeah.
she conked out. So we actually got to eat a hot meal.
Yeah, and then after that, we went to Walmart, and then we went home.
Picked up Creature.
Yeah, we
Walmart
picked up
home.
Creature, which was right by Walmart, actually.
Yeah.
So it was a really good day, though. It was like a
Yeah.
nice, relaxing, fun day. We didn't spend a ton of money that day. We spent less than $100 between,
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
we
probably
didn't have to go out to breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
We could have skipped that and planned better, but
the 2 meals and the spa for the whole day. We spent probably just a little over $100.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't bad, and it was just, I mean, it was a gorgeous day.
plus $30 for the rover sitter. But,
Yeah, plus the rover sitter, so.
But anyway,
So Pagosa Springs does have RV parking. There is like a little parking center that's you parallel park and pull in, and just past that there's a sign that says for RVs.
yeah.
It just looks like regular parallel parking, but you can park
saw
there,
a
take
few
up a few
there.
spots. Yeah, there was 2 or 3 there, so you could definitely take your RV there, park for the day, check out
Yeah.
the springs, that kind of stuff.
There's some RV parks on the outskirts, but
No internet.
there's like just
We
driving
looked
there.
through it.
We had no internet, no cell phone reception.
Because
so-
you're in like some pretty deep valleys and stuff going through the mountains
If we
getting
ever
there.
go there again, which we would love to, it's gonna have to be like a long weekend or when I'm not working anymore or something. But
Yeah.
it was
But
cool though. We
Pagosa
loved it.
Springs is probably the best place we've been to so far that we really like.
No, I can't say that. I mean,
I can.
I really liked a lot of the places we've been.
Yeah. Well,
But
that
I
was
wanted to
the best
move
day
to
for me.
Pagosa Springs. It was the best day. Yeah, it was a good day.
So if you go to Pagosa Springs, check out the visitor center. Definitely do that first. If you just want to take like a quick dip or kind of check out springs, just do the natural ones at the river.
Yeah, or
If you
you're on
want like
tight
a
budget.
more of a pampered day, go to one of the places. The Overlook. A bug!
It was a big one.
The Overlook is the cheapest, and it has the rooftop hot tubs, which that's why we went there.
Yeah.
So I recommend the Overlook, just
But
price-wise,
it may not be
budget-wise.
for you. Just
yeah.
check out anyone.
But the other one is fancier, and the other
Yeah.
one, then this third one has like an actual like pool. So it depends what you want to do. But look into the 3 springs and when you go. Check out the visitors center, and the Walmart is really nice. So that's all we really have this week. I'm gonna get back to kind of washing my truck and doing a little maintenance on the camper, just cleaning it up a little bit, washing the roof and that kind of stuff. So we will see you next week, which will be week 7? Week 7, because this is week 6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
month and a half.
yeah.
All right, bye guys.
Do you gotta do better bye guys than that?
Bye guys.
It's better. All right, now we cut it.